In this video, we're going to cover the Tabs3 billing cycle when working with remote users. Typically, the billing cycle involves creating a draft statement, distributing those statements to the attorneys who would review them. The attorney makes edits to the statement, sends it back to the billing coordinator, who then updates Tabs3 with the changes so that they can create the final statements. However, when you're working with remote users, the process is slightly different. So we're going to cover how to handle it with remote users, and we're going to look at two different options for distributing the draft statements. So the first option would be to create the draft statement in a PDF format and email the file to the attorney. Second option would be to create the draft statement in a PDF file format. However, instead of emailing it to the attorney, you would save it to a file on a shared folder on the firm's network. So let's look at the process when we're emailing the draft statements. Here, the billing coordinator would generate the draft statement in a PDF format for each attorney who's responsible for reviewing the draft statement. The draft statement would then be emailed to the attorney who would review it. The attorney could use a PDF editor or Microsoft Word to edit the draft statement. The attorney then would email the edited draft statement back to the billing coordinator. The billing coordinator would update Tabs3 with the changes. The billing coordinator would then create the final statements. And finally, if your firm requires a formal review of the final statements before they're sent to the clients, this process would be repeated, this time instead of substituting the final statement for the draft statement. Okay, now let's look at this same process, but instead of emailing the bills, we will save them to a shared folder. So in this scenario, once again, the billing coordinator would generate the draft statement in a PDF format. Instead of emailing the draft statement PDF file, this time it would be saved to a folder on a network drive where the attorney has the rights to open and edit the draft statement. Of course, in this scenario, we're assuming that the attorneys have access to the firm's network. The attorney would then use a PDF editor or Microsoft Word to edit the pre-bill. The attorney then saves the edited version of the draft statement back, either saving it to the same folder or a new folder designated for the edited draft statements. And then once that file is saved, the attorney would notify the billing coordinator that the draft statement is ready for them to review. The billing coordinator would then update Tabs3 with the changes. The billing coordinator would then create the final statement. And once again, if the final statements need to be reviewed before they're sent to the client, the process would be repeated, this time with the final statement. Okay, so here we are in Tabs3, and we're going to go through the process of creating the draft statements. So click on Generate Statements. In this case, we want to create the statements for the primary timekeeper. So we're going to use Michael Jensen. We're going to look at our transactions. We're going to look at all unbilled fees, expenses, advances, and payments up through the end of the month. We're going to create draft statements, and we're going to update our pre-bill tracking just to make it easier to keep track of the statements as they're reviewed. And our sorting will sort by the primary timekeeper and the client ID. So let's click OK. Now, in this case, we're going to save the draft statement to a PDF file. Click OK. And I've created this folder here on our network. I'm going to give it a name. I'm using the initials of the primary timekeeper plus the end date for this particular statement run. So let's save, place the file. So let's go out to Word. In this case, since we don't have a PDF editor, we're going to use Word. Here is convert the file from a PDF format into an editable Word document. So I'm going to click OK. Okay, so now here's our draft statement. It's been converted from a PDF format into a Word format where it can be edited. And I think it's important that the attorney, before making any edits, would click on the review menu here, select track changes, make sure that all markups are selected, and under show markups, we want to show the revisions in balloons. Okay, so let's scroll down here. So the first thing we're going to see is that we're going to make a couple of edits to this. So instead of this being 0.5, we'll make it 1 hour. So you can see as we're making our changes, all those changes are documented here. I'm going to change the time to 1.5. Okay, so now we've made our changes. We can see all those changes have been documented, which is going to make it easier for the billing coordinator then to edit the fee entries in Tabs3 once they get this document back from the attorney. So now we want to save the edited draft statement. So I'm going to do a save as. I'm going to save it back into the same folder where the file was originally saved, but instead of saving it as a PDF, I want to save it as a Word document so that all those edits are preserved. So let's just make sure about that. Okay, click Save. And the file's been saved. Now I can exit out of Word, and depending on the method you're using for distributing your statements, the attorney, in this case, saved it back to the network drive. However, if your firm prefers, they can use email to email the document back to the billing coordinator. So there you have it. If you have any questions, please give me a call or email me. Here's my contact information. Thank you for watching.